What else is going on? Well, we have the chorus, we have a bunch of fillers, and this is stuff I do arrangement-wise to fill it up and make it sound bigger. Well, that sounds like it's pumping, and that's because I have this, you can't see it here, but where it's routed to, this is also being pushed out of the way by the vocal through sidechaining. But yeah, it's just 4 tracks. And I've done nothing to those tracks at all. Then I don't even high pass. Man, I am out of my mind. Here I do the high pass, and then I get a little bit on the sides. I felt it was too much here, I guess. And this is then routed to something I call ambience. And what that is, it's an EQ, high pass, low pass. Every time I say low pass, I think of Low Pan from Big Trouble in Little China. I have a really long reverb, which is, beautiful, and I have a delay with quite a bit of stuff, or just delay, I guess. And then I compress the living Jesus out of it. Just kidding, I'm not compressing that very hard at all. I think I'm just using a little makeup gain on it. But that is basically my ambiance. So whenever I need something to be really big and spacey, I send it to that bus, and that takes care of it. Then that in turn is sent out here, but that's the difference. That's for later. And yeah, that pumping you're hearing is because on my filler channel, so this is getting into routing a little bit, but I have my analog summing mixer from Dangerous Music. I got a 2-bus plus, so I'm just routing all of these fellas out here. So this is where all my sound ends up. It goes into the can under my table. And I have all of these sidechain to my vocal, so whenever Kalle says anything, I have a sidechain on the mid channel because I want him to be dead center, right? So that pumping you're hearing is when his beautiful voice comes in. And you don't hear this at all in context as if he is, or the music is like dipping around him. You just hear this as the vocal being real loud and clear. Pretty cool, right? Because it's always a challenge, like I said. Dense mixes, lots of instrumentation, lots of tracks. How do we get the vocal to both sit in the mix and be really audible without it being too loud? And side chaining is what gets me through trouble. There's a few other things on the guitars that could be worth just from a arranging perspective. Whenever there's heavy shit like I have here, I've just quad tracked, so this is just 2 more tracks. Right? I think that's a metal zone, actually. So that's the guitar into metal zone, out of the metal zone, into the power amp section of this angle right here, actually. And then I recorded that twice. And then the next part that comes up. I wanted that meow to be a little more emphasized. So I just recorded that extra. I think that might be the metal zone too. But that's it for arranging guitars on the verse, chorus, and the riff parts.